Thank you very much for joining with us. I'm Benji from Pinnacle Esport. So congratulations on securing your second win of this week.
Thank you.
And how do you feel right now?
Um, Not too much. I mean, beating Golden Guardians, who's like swapping out their rosters every week, doesn't feel like a big achievement. So this is kind of any other day. I think the game was a little bit tough for a while. I had a bad roam top, and then they picked us off rotating to Herald,
Hmm.
which put us in a pretty weak position in the game. I didn't have flash. Ari and Diego got really strong. So the game slowed down quite a bit, but I think that we played well once we kind of got back in the game.
Yeah, you stunned them at the late game pretty. So this is your first Talia pick this season. So how do you feel like? Are you comfortable with this pick?
I think I'm pretty comfortable, yeah. I used to play the old Talia quite a lot when she was meta, but this Talia is very different. So I've had to play her a lot to adjust to kind of the change in the kit. Before, Talia was all about
Hmm.
going Electrocute Ignite, hitting 1W, and kind of just one-shotting someone, playing with Burst. But now she's a lot more about zoning control, long fights,
Yeah.
just a lot of utility and CC and playing around the boulders with high cooldown reduction. So it's a very different champion, and it took me a lot of games to
I see.
just stop thinking about her as the old Talia, but kind of playing her as a new champion.
Hmm. And you guys went pretty aggressive at the early game. That's pretty much a lot of kills. And is that your part of the plan, or it just like that one of those games it went too far, went a bit bloody? Like,
Um, I mean, I think we have a lot of champions that can do stuff in the early game. We have
mhm,
Draven, Amumu, Viego. So of course those champions are always going to look for early game action. I think both teams had aggressive champs in the early game, so naturally something is going to happen. And I think
mhm.
some good, some bad happened for us, but it was a fun game to play.
Yeah. And compared with like few weeks before, you guys looked pretty solid right now, and you guys pretty much stomp every other teams in every match. So, what kind of improvement you made for those couple of weeks?
It's a lot of different things. Talking through our problems, getting closer to figuring out how we want to play the mid game and how to be more connected and be more ready to fight. Also, just improving our fighting, improving our team fighting, our setup, our execution, because our team fighting has been pretty weak both in spring and earlier in summer. So it's been a really big focus of ours. And also aligning on draft, I think that we're doing a better job in draft right now. And Hex Defender, our assistant coach, has taken up a bigger role in draft, and I think he's doing a really good job.
Cool. And like let's talk a little bit about the game more. And when KoJJ got caught near the Baron pit, so you guys also managed to to pull out those win like 4v5 win. So what's the team count like at that moment? Who is the shot caller?
It was pretty chill. Core was like, "Oh, I died. They're probably gonna do Baron," and we're all just like, "Yeah, we're gonna fight it." And then we just decided, are we playing to try to get a steal with Viego, like helping Viego get in a position to steal or fight? And then we're like, let's fight. And then we looked to fight them, but as soon as they turned off the Baron, we knew that we don't really need to.
Ah, yes.
Now it's up to them to fight us, and they kind of overcommitted a little bit too much. I think Gwen did a lot of work in that fight because when a team is trying to commit into Gwen and Talia, it's hard.
Mm, sure. And this is also your first year after returning as a player after like coaching. So is there any like do you think the coaching experience benefit as your player?
I definitely think so, yeah. Uh, I think it makes me a little bit more aware of the team issues and the things that we need to work on. I think that could be both good and bad. Sometimes as a player, it's good to just tune the problems out and just do your best and play your best game. But sometimes it's also really helpful to have another perspective on the draft and on how we play and what our problems are. And I talk to the coaching staff a lot about the things that I noticed. So um, I think for me overall, it's definitely was beneficial.
Hmm. And also you got your 200 solo kills milestone yesterday. So are you surprised about that?
Uh, I don't know. I I don't really keep track of like how many solo kills I got. I don't know even how many games I have played total. So
Yeah.
it would be interesting if I could see how many games I played and then how many solo kills I got out of all those games. But the number I've just been playing for so long that the numbers are so high, it's hard to even
Yeah.
kind of fathom.
Yes. And tomorrow we are going to face an 100 seeds, and this will be a crucial matchup for the top two spot. So, what's your like? How's your preparation about this? What's your thought about tomorrow's matchup?
I don't think our preparation is going to be much different. We do the usual scouting, the usual draft meeting. I think just they're going to be a harder opponent, and they're playing pretty well, honestly, in the later part of the split. I think they only dropped one game so far,
Yes. Yes.
and they just look like 100 Thieves kind of in their playoffs form, where they might not look exceptional at a lot of things, but they are really solid and they know how to win the game and they know um, how their players function the best in the game. Um, so it just seems like they're a really solid team right now, and they're not going to be easy to beat. So we need to really bring our best play and play well.
And so the next things about playoff and the things after that will be worse. So like there are three spots for LCS. So which three teams you think can make it worse right now at this stage?
I think I expect the same top three from Spring Split, which would be us, EG, and 100. I think C9 is a team that definitely can move into that slot. I think they're a little bit inconsistent. They're just a little bit different in the way that they do things and play the game and draft. I think they have really high highs with players like Blabber and Berserker that can just pop off and carry games and have really big performances. But I don't think they're looking as consistent as EG and 100 and us as of late, if we can hopefully continue this form. So I'm expecting the same top three from Spring.
So how about CLG? Do you think that they got a shot?
Yeah, I mean, I think C9 has a shot, CLG has a shot. I just think that they are less likely than us three right now.
Yeah. And if you're going to Worlds, so is there any specific teams you want to meet at Worlds or players?
I'd really like to try to play against Chovy because we had a boot camp in Korea earlier this year and we scrimmed a lot of really good teams from LPL and LCK, but we couldn't scrim Genji and I couldn't play against Chovy. So he's a player that I really would like to play against.
How about LPL?
I have a lot of history with Rookie from I think it was 2016 Worlds, where we scrimmed against him a lot, or 2015 Worlds when he was on IG. They were one of the teams that we were scrimming almost every single day. I think Kakao was his jungler back then.
Yes, yes.
So I would like to play against Rookie again as well.
So lastly, any words for fans who keep supporting you?
Thank you guys for supporting us. I think we haven't really been as consistent as we would like to split, but I think in the last 2 weeks we are looking better. And we're working hard to continue to show this kind of form and to carry that into playoffs. I think tomorrow's game against 100 Thieves will be an important one and will really tell kind of where we lie. So I'm excited to play that game and I hope we win.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining our interview. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.